Good morning, and we are off again. Now, I did say that was Ned's Landing, but I reckon we might be one corner before Ned's Landing. I've missed a few of the kilometre mark signs, but we're somewhere around Ned's Landing. Plan today is hopefully get through the Lock 8 this morning and then get at least a third of the way to Lock 9. It's about 38 kilometres between 8 and 9, so if I can make it a nice easy trip tomorrow to get to Lock 9, that would be fantastic. I worked my fuel out. I think we're going to make it, no worries, but I'll check again tonight when I pull up. But I think since the river's opened up a bit, not quite so narrow, that's after the trip 2 days ago, it's not using quite as much fuel, so I think we're going to be okay. But yeah, things going good, and we'll turn the camera around and show you this beautiful morning. The sun's just about to come out over the trees to my right, and it's supposed to be a good day all day today, so we're going to do a good 10-11 hour day today and hopefully get about 45 k's. Catch you guys later. So here we are, Lock 8. We've got the blue sign with the white cross over here, which means we're supposed to come over this side, then turn back. It does say in the book that out here to the left it sometimes gets little sandbars, but with the water up and with my boat only drawing about 40 centimetres, I probably don't really need to do it. But I'd hate to get stuck out there in front of the lockmaster and look like a complete idiot. Now there is a bit of flow at this lock, but it's not that much. By the looks of it, they're probably only going to raise me by about 50 centimetres. They got the gates just came open, and we'll start cutting across and get into Lock 8. The locks always look beautiful, well presented, nice lawns. All the lockmasters, or most of them, stay at the residency near the lock or at the lock. And you might be able to see a bit of the flow there, but yeah, I reckon it's probably only going to be 40 or 50 centimetres he's going to have to raise us when we get into the lock. Okay, I better put the camera down. The water can it gushes around a bit, so you've got to be concentrating a bit with your steering, otherwise it'll chuck you around. We'll see you the other side. So no wind today. I haven't had to tie up or anything, I'm just holding onto it at the front. And as the lockmaster just said, don't know his name, it's only going to go up by 30 centimetres. See the water starting to gush in the middle there. So yeah, we should be in and out of here pretty quick. And there we have it, in and out in about 8 minutes. So absolutely stunning day. We've just gone through Lock 8. It's only about, what do we got, 10:30, quarter to 11. And did I just say that? 38 kilometres up to Lock 9. And we're going to push on and try and get at least 3/4 of the way, hopefully get within about 8 kilometres. We'll do a long shift now, change my tanks in about 1 hour, and I'll get another 5 hours, and then I can top up while I'm moving. So we'll probably go for about another 8 hours, and we should be getting pretty close to Lock number 9. Okay, I can't see this one on my map. I think we go to the right. Bloody island in the middle. I'm not too sure. Might be Rigney Creek or something coming in from the left, so we're going to try right and see what happens. This island up ahead has got no name in the book, so I hereby now call it Gilligan's Island at the 749 kilometre mark of the River Murray. So here we are, campsite for the night. Might have to tie a rope up the other side. The current was pulling it before, so I wasn't going to bother about that side, but looks like I better tie something up. But great little spot, about 8 kilometres I think from Loch 9, and pretty good stint today. Probably went about 11 hours and probably 45 kilometres, which is pretty good for me. But might start a little fire over here where someone else has had one, have a couple of glasses of scared of the dark medicine, and maybe cook up a feed. Good morning. Looking a bit rough here this morning, but we're off again about 8 kilometres before Loch 9, so we should be there in a couple of hours and get through Loch 9 and probably get just over halfway, or about halfway, to Loch 10, which is about 61 kilometres from Loch 9. And that's the plan for today. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Beautiful day so far. A bit of wind supposed to be coming up, but we should be able to dodge a lot of that. It's a northerly, so we should be able to hug the bank and keep out of it. But yeah, we get up to Loch, halfway between Loch 9 and 10, and we've nearly made it to my destination. Main aim's always been to get to Wentworth and get on the inland marathon, inland waters or inland rivers marathon register. And probably by now you might have seen that one of my options was to sell Gilligan, and because I really need to get home. I've got stuff I need to do at home. It's been a long journey. I've enjoyed every minute of it, but I can't see myself going back, but I might. My mind seems to change every 10 minutes. But at this stage, I'm going to hang around Wentworth for a few weeks and try and sell Gilligan, and but also do a bit of a trip up the Darling. But that's not going to be the end of my adventures. I'm going to get a van, do some travelling around, and I also want to do, in a couple of years' time, the trip from Yarrawonga back to Wentworth, but this time probably in a tinny or a little boat, something I can maybe go a little bit quicker with, and just so I can say I've done the whole river. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I said, my mind changes every 10 minutes for what I want to do, but at this stage, probably by now the boat might be sold and might even be back home, but I'm not too sure. But the videos will keep coming out. I'll find places on the river to camp in my van or anywhere else, and anything I can find to annoy you guys. So we better turn the camera around and show you what I'm looking at. So a little bit of cloud out there, but no wind at the moment. A little bit coming up later, but I think it's only about 14-15 kilometres an hour. So yeah, just a bit more about this leg of the trip, or the last 3 days, or the last couple of videos I suppose. It's been pretty plain sailing, but it's probably been a little bit of stress in there too. There's been no boats for 3 days. I haven't seen a person for 3 days except for the locks. I haven't seen hardly any houses, and yeah, it always gets me a little bit worried if something was to go wrong. What am I going to do? I also haven't had any phone reception for a couple of days up until last night, so it's always in the back of your mind, what happens if I have an accident, what happens if the boat breaks down. So it has been a little bit stressful, but also part of the challenge. It's not supposed to be easy, but anyway, let's get up through Loch 9. We should be there in a couple of hours time. So we've actually got campers. This is the first campers I've seen for about 3-4 days. Got some there. Up ahead, we're about 6 kilometres before Lock 9. Actually makes me feel a bit better that there's people around and there's access roads. So here we are, Lock 9. A little bit more flow here. Rough guess, just looking at it, looks like we're probably going to have to go up about 3/4 of a metre. Got the gates open, ready to go. So at the 777 kilometre mark, pity you can't go through there. You can see the river only about 100 metres out through there. But that would have been a shortcut of about 3 kilometres. Great to finally see some houses. It's been a while, especially ones that someone lives in. Got the sprinkler going, so I'm guessing someone lives there. I think this place is called Moor, about the 785 kilometre mark. Not too sure if this camera will pick it up, but that's the wreck of the Emerald barge stuck in the trees over there. So here we are, camp for the night. A little bit earlier than what I was anticipating. I noticed a bit of a storm back behind me, plus I started getting a couple of messages how it was heading towards Mildura. I'm currently about 3 kilometres, 4 kilometres before Arna Branch station or homestead, and probably about 6 from Anna Branch itself. But I don't think I'm going to go all the way tomorrow. I feel like pulling up 3 or 4 k's, 5 k's before Lock 10, having a bit of a fire and having a bit of a celebration, because getting to Wentworth has probably been my main goal since I've started the trip. I know I had big plans earlier where I was going to go a lot further up, but the reality is she's a long old trip and slightly stressful, but not too bad. I wouldn't have changed a thing. Good morning, and we're off again. So we're in distance of Lock 10. It's about, I think, 30 k's away, but we're not going to go all the way today. I want to get up within 3 or 4 kilometres of the lock, find a nice spot to camp, and we couldn't have a fire last night. Bit of a thunderstorm, got a bit wet out there and a fair bit of rain, so sort of want to have a fire and have a, dare I say, a little bit of celebratory campfire and a couple of glasses of scared of the dark medicine, which I actually haven't done for about 3 nights. So yeah, we're getting close. Still not sure what my plan is, but I think Wentworth's going to be about the end of it. Getting a little bit drained after being away for nearly 4 months. Still got a lot of things to work out with what's happening, and once I settle down after this sort of a strenuous week with not seeing any boats or houses and no phone reception, maybe once I've calmed down, my mind might change what I want to do. But at this stage, I should really be getting home. I've been living off a shoestring budget for 4 or 5 months, and I probably should go make some bloody money. So we'll see what happens, but getting excited that we've nearly made it to Wentworth, and we are going to have plenty of fuel to get there. Maybe a jerry can left over, 20 litres. So I better turn the camera around and show you what I'm looking at. I think we're about 3 or 4 k's away from Anna Branch station. So let's go. So not too interesting this morning. Up here every corner seems to look the same. Looks like there's a bit of an old shack up there on the left. So yeah, that's about it. Water depth at the moment is 12.7 feet. So getting a little bit shallower up here. And here we have Anna Branch Station. Looks like part of the original homestead out there. So there must be a bit of a caravan park here. I can see kids running around, just saw a caravan move. Looks like someone's got a campfire going up there in the distance. Got a sign up there, ice. So bloody brilliant to be back in civilization after not seeing too many people for the last 4 days. But we're gonna go straight through. And a boat ramp. I love boat ramps. If ever anything goes wrong, I've got somewhere to get out. Bring the trailer. A few blokes up here having breakfast. How you going, guys? So that's the Anna Branch there. That starts up. Do a bit of steering here. That starts up in the Darling, and by river travels about 500 kilometres down here to the River Murray, and out to the right makes a big island which Wentworth is in. So the lock is just up around the corner, I think, or a kilometre or two up around that corner, and I was starting to panic I wasn't going to find a decent spot. It's all sort of flooded over by those gum trees. Then looking ahead, it was these steep banks and irrigation pumps, and then found this nice little spot just in here. It's got a bit of firewood. I've still got a fair bit of firewood in the dinghy as well, but this should be pretty dry. They would have got a fair bit of rain last night, but the sun's out, and we'll get a little campfire going down there. I'll just clean that out a bit more, get a nice beer area, and that's where I'm settling down for the night, and get the camp oven going. And we'll probably catch you guys later on by the campfire. Okay guys, we're ready to plate up. We've left the lid off for a little while, just I've let it thicken up. This is unbelievable. I got breakfast and lunch tomorrow. I don't eat breakfast and lunch, so maybe I got tea tomorrow. Okay, let's plate this baby up. Okay guys, there we are, all plated up, ready for the taste test. We'll just sneak in here and grab a little bit of this lamb. Now I'm looking a bit rough. I haven't had a shave for a while, but it's clean up day tomorrow before we get to Wentworth. Oh yeah, looking a bit rough on the edges. Sweet and sour. With a bit of what have we got? French onion casserole. That's Maggi French onion casserole. Seasoning in it, some potatoes, some onions, some carrots. And a dob of Vegemite. Unbelievable. And meat, not melt in the mouth, but just crunchy enough. We'll just try one of these potatoes. I'm in the wrong bloody job. 9.9. That's my review. Sensational. Beautiful night. Great camp oven casserole, even if I say so myself. I've got the kookaburras going crazy behind me. Don't know whether the camera's going to show the river there. Absolutely sensational. And the scared of the dark medicine's tasting good too.